she abruptly resigned as the host of the show. And to say that I'm quite sad about it.
Molly Qerim's sudden exit from First Take wasn't just another career move, it was an emotional bombshell that no one saw coming. Then, out of nowhere, Stephen A. Smith, the man who never breaks character, dropped a few unexpected words that had fans stunned. Let's get into it.
He's hosted First Take for 10 years and elevated the show with her grace, her expertise, incomparable kindness. He's been an enormous part of our success for a decade. Not only did she keep me and many others in line, she did it with dignity, class, and kindness, to say
The entire sports world froze when Molly Qerim, the face of First Take for a decade, revealed her shocking departure from ESPN. 10 straight years on top of the debate desk, gone in an instant. Her carefully written Instagram story looked calm on the surface, but the tone? It carried a finality that screamed there was more beneath the surface. She thanked her incredible fans, saying they'd welcomed her into their homes every single morning. But the way she described closing a beautiful chapter had people sensing heartbreak behind the gratitude.
We'll miss her and wish her every blessing on her future. I personally am grateful to her for her friendship.
What really went down? Every line of that post. The honor of sharing a desk with brilliant voices, 10 unforgettable years, the end of one journey, the start of another, felt like a goodbye drenched in unspoken tension.
Molly is a co-worker. Molly is somebody that I have leaned on many occasions in the past, as she has done when it comes to me. We've been partners.
Before Molly could even tell her own story, Sports Business Journal dropped the bomb first, announcing with insider precision that the longtime First Take queen was out by the end of 2025. Hours before her post went live, the world already knew, and that alone sent fans spiraling. Just that same morning, she was on air, calm, sharp, and flawless as ever, running the show like she always did. She was keeping Stephen A. Smith in check, throwing questions that sparked heated debates, cutting to breaks with that effortless charm that made her a fan favorite. No one watching that Monday broadcast could have guessed they were witnessing her final act. She looked composed, confident, totally unbothered. But behind that polished smile, something had clearly shifted.
Been partners on the show for the last 10 years. And a lot of times, some of these things happen and it's just uncomfortable to see. The details, quite frankly, are none of y'all business.
Within hours, the woman who had become the face of ESPN mornings was suddenly done. Viewers were left replaying the broadcast, zooming in on her tone, her glances, her pauses, trying to spot clues they'd missed. Then came ESPN's so-called official response. Burke Magnus, the network's president of content, dropped a clean corporate statement, respectful, professional, and completely hollow. It checked every PR box but dodged every real question. No reason given, no hint of tension, just cold politeness. The kind that screams, something went down and we're not saying what. Burke Magnus made sure to hit all the polite notes, praising Molly Qerim's legacy at ESPN since 2006, calling her the heartbeat of First Take, and crediting her for the show's insane success after she took over in 2015.
It was a contract negotiation that was going on. ESPN certainly did not want to lose her, but in the end, she made a decision to walk away from the show effective immediately.
The next morning, millions of fans tuned in expecting the usual fireworks, the laughs, the chaos, and those heated showdowns between Stephen A. Smith and whoever dared to challenge him. But what they got instead was pure silence and shock. The studio felt off, quieter, colder, heavier. Stephen A. sat alone at the desk where Molly should have been. No witty banter, no smooth transitions, no trace of her energy. For once, the man known for never losing control looked completely rattled. For anyone paying attention, the cracks were obvious. This wasn't some smooth, pre-planned goodbye or a graceful walk into a well-earned vacation. This was sudden, sharp, and messy. It was an immediate break that tore through one of ESPN's strongest on-screen duos overnight.
We have to move on as a show. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it because I appreciate her and what she has meant to me, what she has meant to the show, what she has meant to the network, what she's meant to the business. And I'm gonna miss her.
Then came Stephen A. Smith's carefully chosen words, polite on the surface, but layered with meaning. He called her departure unexpected, claiming he was caught off guard. But his delivery gave away something deeper. It was what fans called finely calibrated honesty, saying everything without really saying anything. He praised her as a friend, a colleague, and someone he'd leaned on through 10 years of early mornings, live chaos, and unfiltered debates.
We could talk about me being the star of my daily television show. We could talk about the contributors that have been stars as well. We can even talk about me doing this show right.
Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith was caught in an awkward spotlight of his own. On camera, he looked genuinely heartbroken, talking about how much he respected Molly and how much she meant to the show. But off camera, it was hard to ignore the uncomfortable truth. He was the biggest winner of the system that pushed her out. His $10 million deal, his multiple shows, his celebrity status, all of it made him untouchable. And whether he meant to or not, that power imbalance left Molly standing in his shadow, her contributions undervalued, and her loyalty unrewarded. So while Stephen mourned the loss of his longtime co-host, fans couldn't help but notice the irony. The man most hurt by her exit was also the one thriving under the same system that made her feel invisible. Stephen A. finally admitted it. He did know more than he was saying, but even then, he refused to give any details about Molly's departure, claiming he wanted to respect her privacy. That silence created a whole new storm. That moment exposed just how complicated their relationship had become behind the scenes. They weren't just co-workers anymore. They were tangled in years of loyalty, frustration, and blurred lines between friendship and business. And now ESPN was scrambling to fill the massive hole her exit left behind. Molly's sudden resignation forced the network into panic mode. Their top morning show was missing its anchor, and the entire sports media world was watching every move they made. Within days, Burke Magnus announced a 30 to 45-day audition process to find the new moderator. He called it methodical, but everyone knew it was desperation in disguise. The network needed to move fast, but not too fast, because this decision would define the future of First Take. Dozens of potential hosts were reportedly lined up to test with Stephen A., but one name instantly set the internet on fire: Joy Taylor. On paper, she looked perfect. She'd already proven herself on FS1's The Herd with Colin Cowherd, holding her own against strong personalities and bringing both intellect and charisma to the table. Stephen A. Smith opened a whole new can of worms. If he could allegedly block potential co-hosts like Joy Taylor, then how much influence did he really have behind the scenes? Fans started asking the uncomfortable question: if he could control hiring decisions, did he also have pull over who got paid what? The truth probably lies somewhere in between, a messy mix of ambition, frustration, and timing. But one thing's certain: Molly Qerim's absence left a hole that no replacement could instantly fill. Her energy, her balance, her quiet command of the room. It wasn't something you could audition or replicate. Fans are seeing it firsthand now. The difference between someone doing a job and someone owning it. And as ESPN scrambles to restore its rhythm, Molly's name keeps trending. Not because she's gone, but because everyone suddenly realizes just how much she brought to the table. So what do you think? Was Molly Qerim's exit a power move or a silent protest? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on in this behind-the-scenes war? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more explosive updates. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.